So today on Capitol Hill, the search for answers about what happened in the ambush in Niger. Here are Senator McCain and Defense Secretary Mattis after they met today on the Hill.
I felt that we were not getting sufficient amount of information, and we are clearing a lot of that up now.
We can do better at communication. We can always improve on communication, and that's exactly what we'll do.
My next guest, not only a member of Congress, but also a major in the Air National Guard. Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger served in Iraq and Afghanistan as a pilot in the Air Force. Congressman, good to have you with us tonight. You know, first of all, before we get to the ongoing investigation, I just want to get your thoughts on the back and forth between General Kelly and Congresswoman Wilson.
It's sickening to me. This all started with, obviously, Congresswoman Frederica Wilson saying that, you know, the president said some terrible things. And I'll tell you, frankly, if I was unfortunately killed in combat and the president called my dad or my mom and said, hey, Adam knew the risk and still took the risk and still defended his country, that would actually be the highest compliment a president could pay, which is this person heroically walked into a situation where he knew that his life could end. And I think that's it. You know, we've gotten into this habit lately of basically speaking to our military as if they're victims of, you know, decisions by lawmakers. These are fierce warriors that make tough decisions every day to defend their country. And when Congresswoman Wilson says things like, oh, I must be a rock star now because the president knows who I am. Or when General Kelly says an empty barrel and she says, that sounds racist. This is the same person that in my class in 2010 came in, was told she couldn't wear hats on the floor of the House of Representatives, and she said that was sexist. Everything is not an ist. Everything is not every decision or everything is a victimhood. The reality is this amazing Green Beret made the decision to put his life on the line to defend his country. And he did that. And the president called the family to express his condolences. And I think Congresswoman Wilson basically decided to make this political, and it's unfortunate. There's got to be some things that are sacred cows, and this is it. A sacred cow to say, if you defend and give your life for your country, it doesn't matter if you're left or right. There's no political gain either way in anything with this.
All right. And, you know, in terms of the discussion that's starting to percolate about what happened in this operation, there's a report tonight that the U.S. military's Africa Command warned that the troops there were facing increased risks because the command did not have the resources that it needed to support the people on the ground there. What do you think about that?
Well, it's going to be interesting to find out. This is one of the things we learned in the Benghazi investigation. Africa is a huge continent. I mean, you could fit a number of Americas in Africa, and we've tried to forward locate resources, whether they're fighter jets, whether they're embassy reaction folks. But the reality is Africa is becoming a dangerous continent. It's either going to be the next front in the war on terror, which it kind of is now, and it's also the next front in economic explosion and development and great stories. But there is really nasty terrorists that exist all over the continent, and we have really tough dudes, men and women, all over the continent fighting Boko Haram, fighting Al-Qaeda everywhere that wear the uniform of the United States military. It's an inherently dangerous job. We need to make sure they have the resources they need backing them. But I think the thing that people need to keep in mind before we jump to conclusions on this, and we do need answers, is Green Berets are specially trained for being able to go into tough, rugged environments, to be able to develop an indigenous force, and to do so in many cases unsupported. That's what they specialize in. That's what they're really good in.
In fact, we have some pictures of some of the soldiers in that area training people on the ground. We can put some of those up. Go ahead, finish your thought, Adam.
Well, it's just that. It's you know, yes, we need answers to the bottom line of this, but I think every time we kind of question every decision made in this process, you know, we take away from the fact that these young men, in the Green Berets case, knew that they were stepping into very dangerous situations, but they knew that America needed defended, and they did it heroically.
Well, thank you for your service, Congressman Adam Kinzinger. Great to talk to you tonight, as always. Thank you, sir.
You bet.